Hi, tonight before we watch movies, I'm going to make kale chips to go along with the pretzel chips I made earlier. I'm going to mix them in a bowl together. First, you have to take your kale, and kale is usually like $2 a bunch. This is probably a third of a bunch that I have here. I'm only going to do a small batch because it's my first time making them, and I don't want to ruin all the kale. First off, you have to break the kale off the stems because the stems are really bitter. Then you have to wash your kale very carefully because it can be gritty, kind of like mustard greens or, collard greens fresh from the garden. So once you wash them, you want to lay them on a paper towel, or if you have a fancy salad spinner, you can do it that way. Well, I don't, so paper towel it is. Let them air dry for a little while, and then you take your paper towel, another one on top, and you just kind of pat them dry. Now, in order for your kale chips to get crispy, your kale needs to be really dry. So you want to get all that excess water from washing them off. And just take your time with it. I've been dying to try this. Oh, I lost kale overboard. Kale to hell. Down on the floor. Oops. Okay. Anyway, I've been dying to try this recipe. This might be one of those things that, when you see somebody eating something and you're like, ooh, they tearing that up. It's got to be good. And then you try and you're like, oh, hell no. Well, yeah, I hope this is not one of those times. I hope that it's good and crunchy and salty, like, give me that potato chip feel. Because potato chips are my weakness. Okay. I'm assuming that I've patted this enough. Turn this one over, pat some more. Alright, I'm going to take my kale and I'm going to toss it in a bowl. I'm only going to toss about half in right now. And I'm going to pour in a tablespoon of olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil. This time I'm actually measuring. Okay, and I'm going to use a few shakes of some kosher salt. Kosher salt because the granules are bigger, and it'll stick to it better than just regular table salt. A few shakes. Then you want to give that a little toss with your hands, kind of coating all of the kale leaves, getting them shiny and glossy. Then you want to take the rest of your kale leaves and throw them in. And you want to put, because this isn't a whole bunch, I'm going to put a little less, like about a half of a tablespoon. So I guess that would be a teaspoon more of olive oil. Here you go. And a few more shakes of the kosher salt. Okay. Then we're going to take the kale, we're going to walk it over to the stove. And it's very important that you lay your kale pieces down flat. You don't want them to overlap. Now, I might not get all of these pieces on this pan, and it's okay. Because I can either take out another pan or I could just wait. The reason why I'm doing these videos, and I know they're kind of like ghetto-fied. I don't have all the fancy stuff that a lot of people have when they post videos. But I guess I just want to show people that I know who may be afraid to try some new things. Just to, say, hey, you can do it. It's not that expensive. You never know what you might end up with. Just give it a try. Now, it's very important not to let them overlap because they'll just kind of steam and they won't crunch up. So a place for everyone. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna grab a dish rag here. Oh, if you watched the video earlier today and you saw the pretzels, here they are done. And I just had them sitting on some paper towels to drain away any excess oil. And just throw it in my mouth. Real crunchy. Okay, the oven is set for 350. Gonna leave those in there for 15 minutes. 350. Okay. I'll come back later with a second video to show you everything all together, or if this one will let me continue to record, I'm not sure. Thanks.